better. There's one person that makes us feel better every single time we see him post on social media. The only thing is we don't know who we're getting. We don't know if we're getting Andrew McCutchen or if we're getting Larry McCutchen. That's what confuses us. And joining us right now on the line on the Comcast Business Hotline, Beyond Fast, I think it's Larry McCutchen. Is this Larry?
You know what? You guessed it right.
Larry, hello. How you been?
And Larry, just I'm just I'm talking to you guys on my son, on my nephew's behalf. He's starting to slowly become my son because I fund him in everything that I do.
Larry, I can't thank you enough for sharing your nephew/son with us. Andrew, we're big fans of him. We were heartbroken when everything went down the way it did last year, but we're just excited to have you both back in town.
Oh, it's great. I'm happy that I'm back. I don't know how everybody feel about Kutch, but Larry is here.
Okay,
and I feel like everybody's more excited about him being here. So I've been talking to him lately, and I'm probably going to play on his behalf. He's going to sit out the rest of the year because everything COVID-19 going around. He's a little scaredy cat.
Oh, gee, Larry, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate this. Let me ask you this. So Kutch gets that baseball card released, and it's probably the coolest, most badass baseball card release. Is that Kutch or is that Larry?
See, I've been talking to him about that. I deserve my paycheck for that because that's me. He was trying to be me, and I tried to tell him that if he could be me, man, how much more money he'd make off the field, even though he was on the field injured. And he wanted to be Uncle Larry that day. And we've had a little jokey joke going around. And he said, if I dress like you, ain't nobody they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh at me. And I said, okay, we'll see about it. And he dressed like me, and look what we got. I got my own baseball card.
He owes you money. That's identity infringement. He owes you money, Unc.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him to court. I'm telling you, I'm gonna study my laws.
This is just too great. This is too great. Uncle Larry, I guess. When did you first really started poking your head around? When did you start coming around the diamond?
Well, I've always been around the diamond my entire life. Ever since I could, I learned my ABCs and at age 15. I've been around the diamond. So, I've been here, I've been there, but as soon as this quarantine hit, my nephew, like I said, he's a little scaredy cat, so he had to call on Superman, Unc, and I came over and, I kind of popped my face out a little bit. I didn't intentionally do that, but, the cameras was around and he's all on the socials like the Twitter and the Instabook, or whatever they call it. And, so that's how my head popped in.
You right now, your nephew, Kutch, Andrew McCutchen, Larry, he's got a more seasoned manager with Joe Girardi. What has he said about Joe Girardi? Anything encouraging?
Well, I was telling him about Joe Girardi because I told him that the one time I played with Joe. I tried to let Joe know the one time I played with him, I was explaining it to him, but I guess I was being a little too vague about it. But I told him, hey, man, Joe, you remember that time when I played with you when we were like 11 and 12 down there in, somewhere around in the Southern States? And he just didn't say much, but I remember it, because he was catching, and I was hitting, and I hit balls. So I remember it. But Kutch is very, very excited about him. Very excited about being and managing. A big load of respect for him, and he's going to be great for the team for the 60 games that the guys are going to play.
Now, Uncle Larry, do you also go around trying to coach up other players on the Phillies a little bit here? But you seem like a very wise man. You've been around a long time. Do you try to impart that wisdom or instill that wisdom on other players?
Man, let me tell you, I have to turn people away because of the people who want to know, just everything about the game. Everybody wants to call me, and I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I just learned how to do that. So, it's just everybody wants to talk to Uncle Larry, And, I'll give them a little bit of insight. But, I started charging because these guys are rich.
You strike me as a guy that still has a flip phone.
Yeah, well, I definitely got, the sidekick, the T-Mobile sidekick. That was my sidekick, for a very long time. So I have that. You know what? I think they're going to come back out with it.
No, that's amazing.
Man, I'm going to get it.
Uncle Larry, it's great talking to you. Is your nephew there? Is he around? I know that he was still putting furniture in his furnishing his new house, but is he available by chance?
Yeah, I can. Let me get home. Let me open this door right here. I think he's outside. Yeah, I guess he calls himself doing some side shuffles and sprints in his little short shorts. So hey, Cut, I got some people on the phone for you. Yeah, you're the B squad. Come on in. What's up, y'all?
Oh my! Is this Andrew McCutchen?
Yeah, I came in there. Unc is crazy. I hope he didn't.
He's crazy, man. No, he was saying all kinds of crazy stuff, man. It was wild.
Yeah, that's him. He's gonna speak his mind.
He's that uncle in the family, right? He's that guy.
He is that guy. When they say who is that guy, it's him. And, they always say that there's that one guy. He's that guy.
He's still hanging around from that Christmas dinner you had like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, I can't kick him out because he was afraid of the virus and he needed somewhere to stay. So I told him he could stay with me. So he hasn't left since. So can't seem to get rid of him.
Andrew McCutchen, let me just say this right out of the gate. We are blessed to have you. Thank God, man. Seriously. Your uncle seems pretty cool, too, but you're the man, and we appreciate you joining us. And even your uncle to set it up, that's very nice. But let's ask you the question, and we know how your uncle Larry feels about it. How do you feel about it? Where are you at right now in your own mindset with coronavirus?
I'm in a place where I understand just by, looking at just the nation in itself that, we can't seem to shake this virus because, we just can't seem to self-isolate and quarantine when needed and wear face masks and face coverings. And so this virus is still pretty prevalent. And as we can see, cases continue to keep rising. So for me, I'm in a place to where I am still in a quarantine mode. It's still weird for me to go out, even if I got to go to the grocery store really fast or do certain things. I'm still a little weirded out by it. With baseball happening and we have all these health protocols and the things that we have to do, it's going to be very different. It's going to be really hard to feel like baseball. But for me, I haven't played since June 4th last year. And all that stuff's out the window. I'm just ready. I just want to play. I just want to play some baseball.
When you say all that stuff's out the window, other than COVID-19, obviously, and all that stuff, health-wise, you feel 100%?
Oh, yeah, by far. I mean, that's the silver lining with all this is I was able to really rehab, and not just, rehab to get through it, but I was able to, focus on small things and take my time with it. So, that was a big plus for me to be able to just get the work in, put the work in, and really think the rehab process through. And I feel really good now, and I'm ready to go.
So day one, we can expect you in left field.
You got doggone right.
Yeah, because your uncle was a little cocky about that, but I wanted to get it right from you.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be there. He's trying to play and make a comeback, but I mean the guy hasn't played since he was in Pony League, so I don't really.
He's no threat to you. Andrew, I'm just curious. We've talked to many people throughout all the leagues about this startup, and you guys are right upon it. How much interaction did Major League Baseball have with its players, have with you, about coming back and maybe asking your opinions of it or asking you how you guys all felt about it? What was that like?
There really wasn't much conversation between us and the league with everything that we had coming on. There was just because of the fact of, due to the CBA and, there's certain things that you can't talk about between players and owners when it comes to the virus or the protocol. So there really wasn't much conversation because, no one wanted to overstep their boundaries with that. Everything was pretty much in-house between, training staff or players or the union. It was more of those conversations that we had. And that basically was it.
Right.
The commissioner of baseball came out yesterday and said the whole time we were going to play 60 games, that's what we were going to do. It seems like some arrogance on that side of the negotiating table, and I know that things got contentious talking to some other major league players. What does it feel like when you, as a player, what do you think when you hear the commissioner say, oh, we were playing 60 games regardless?
Well, we should have just said that we were playing 60 games from the beginning, so we wouldn't have to go through this whole debacle that we went through and essentially put a dent in the game of baseball, and not just a small dent, a huge dent in the game, to where the game essentially right now is not in a great place, just because everything became so public, and if that was the fact of the case that we weren't going to play more than 60 from the beginning, I think that should have been voiced, and we shouldn't have been negotiating on top of trying to figure out, the games that we wanted to play, or in the back and forth. I just felt like all of that could have been avoided had we just come to that conclusion very early, and that been voiced to us that was going to happen. I mean, that's just the way that's my opinion, but I think that would have definitely helped us out.
Yeah.
Generalization of the game out.
And it certainly would have helped fans such as myself. And Andrew, I'm a baseball first guy. I love the sport. It's the sport I grew up watching more than anything. But this is something that has left such a bad taste in my mouth and other fans. What do you want to say to fans that were watching that whole negotiating, just saying, come on, guys, let's get back to playing? What if, not just for players, but for the game in general, what do you have to say to them?
Well, first off, I mean, if I had to, I want to apologize on that end, because that's not something that needs to be, in the middle of this game. The game is such a beautiful game, and we understand that every 5 years there's a collective bargaining agreement, just like any sport that's out there. But when all these things became public, when things went from health to games played to money to all these things started to happen and come out, it just put the game in a very, very bad state. So I just first and foremost want to apologize, but also realize that negotiations is a part, and it's a process. It is something that we do. It's not always pretty, but this is something that we have to do. I mean, I have a negotiation with my 2-year-old toddler son on if he's gonna, how many pieces of candy he's gonna get because he used that. The kid's 2 years old. Like he went to the bathroom the other day, and I went, "All right, kid, good job. Here's a gummy worm." He goes, "I want 3 gummy worms." I'm like, you took number 1, you're gonna get 1. He's like, "No, I want 3." I was like, "All right, well, if you potty on the toilet, I'll give you 3." He's like, "No, there, I want 5." So you know what I'm saying? So like I'm having a negotiation with my son. We're having a collective bargaining agreement right there about the toilet. So guys, negotiations happen, and it's a part of it. Like,
right.
So it's life, and I hate that it became so public, and it was definitely tough. But I'm happy that we're in a place now to where we have a schedule, and we'll be playing here.
And now that you are going to be playing, Andrew, aside from rule changes and what COVID brings to all of this, just in the schematics of a 9-inning game, how do you see things being different? How managers have to handle playing 60 games in 66 days.
Yeah, I mean, you're really having to manage the game in a sense that we understand that every game's important, every game counts. We know even if we played 162 regular season game, we understand that every game it matters. But it's so funny. The less games that you play, it seems like the games matter more. There's more pitching changes. There's more, there's just more things that happen inning by inning and pitch by pitch. And I think that's something that's going to happen more in a way where I think there's going to be pitching changes. There's going to be guys coming in and out of games and pinch runners, and I just think there's going to be more of that. It's going to be more chess moves in the game, so I think it'll be different in that way, and a whole lot of other ways too. Just like I said, going over the safety protocols, health protocols. It's going to be different. Everyone maintaining their distance. People, staff sitting in the stands, and we have to be 6 feet apart. Like no high five, and like it's just crazy. So it's just going to be a crazy 60 games for us. But man, it's going to be quite the story that I'll be able to tell my kids and one day my grandkids.
Yeah, when you're done negotiating with your 2-year-old, you can tell them the story of this season. Andrew, last thing for I know you got to run. Just your expectations for the 60-game season for your Philadelphia Phillies.
I expect us to get going. To have a really good season. We got a great lineup. We got a great lineup of guys. And when I was in spring training, watching guys and watching the team and watching these games unfold and seeing those lineups, I was like, man, this is something special. We got something special here. So I'm looking forward to us just being able to show up every single day. Our bats are going to make a lot of noise. I think the lineup's built for that, to have a really great offense and some good defense. The pitching just has to show up. I think, and the hardest thing, the most difficult thing for all us and everybody in the game of baseball is going to be staying healthy. So I think if we can stay healthy and go out, play the game, and play the game how we know we can play it, you're looking at a really good 60-game season.
Andrew McCutchen, an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thanks for at least making us smile in the midst of everything going on in our world right now, whether in sports or in the COVID world that it is. Andrew, and thank your uncle, Larry, for us. He was great as well.
You're welcome.
Andrew McCutchen and Uncle Larry. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, no problem.
Take it easy. Andrew McCutchen and Uncle Larry, evidently.
If the MLB Players Union was intelligent, they would make him a face of the Players Association.
He's the only one that should ever speak.
Yes.
Mark Farzetta with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch. Mornings on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.